I used to look like this, and then after like a year of bulking and cutting, I got to this shape, and then I got lazy and fat, and after another year of training, I look like this now. So if you want to look like a sick cunt, keep watching the video. I'm actually going to take you through one of my pull days, and I'm going to show you how to work out to build an aesthetic body. Before we get into it, click the link down below to get 5 free workouts. All you need to put in is your email and your name, and that's it. Okay, we're starting off with pull-ups, and I just want to say that pull-ups are amazing for getting that V-taper we all want. You should definitely include them in your pull routine, and even if you can't do any, try assisted pull-ups with a rubber band or lat pull-downs until you can do your first pull-up. It's a great exercise you can overload by doing weighted pull-ups, and this is also a perfect starting point for the first step of getting an aesthetic body, and that is focusing on volume. Volume is basically the amount of sets you do per week of a body part. You need a minimum of 18 sets per week of that body part to stimulate hypertrophy, while I recommend about 22 sets per week. Also, the frequency of hitting that body part is very important too, and this is why bro splits are bad, because you only hit a body part once a week, while routines like PPL or push-pull legs hit a body part 2 times per week minimum, thus doubling your yearly volume. Next up is unilateral rows, and these are great for isolating the inner back and hitting a bit of lats too. This brings us to the second step, which is time under tension. This is basically the time it takes to complete a set. You should be aiming for your set to be at a minimum of 40 seconds, while the optimal range is about 45 to 55 seconds per set. This is crucial when trying to build muscle, because the longer your working sets are, the more muscle you will build. Just don't overdo it, because your sets are taking 2 minutes to complete. You're not in the ideal hypertrophy range, which is from 40 to 55 seconds. You can increase your time under tension by raising the weights quickly and lowering them slowly. Around 3 seconds to lower is good. I do these rows one arm at a time because I find that I can connect with my muscles more, which brings up the third point, and that is mind-muscle connection. Now, this means actually feeling your muscle, and sometimes lowering the weight a bit can help you feel the muscle you're targeting. In building an aesthetic body, the optimal weight for exercises is the one you feel the biggest connection to your muscles with. There's no need to ego lift, because it will hurt your progress in the long run and you'll just look like a dumbass. Another tip for having a better mind-muscle connection is closing your eyes while doing the set and focusing on the muscle you're trying to hit. If you have a workout partner, ask them to touch the body part you're working to help you feel it better. You'll be surprised how much that helps. The last tip I give for mind-muscle connection is to focus on squeezing the muscle at the peak of the contraction, just like you can see me doing with these rows. I'm enjoying them quite a lot, and I can't wait to see what kind of gains I get in 6 months from them. The next part I like to cover is intensity. This is how hard you go. The amount of weight determines your intensity, and you should always aim to appropriate your weight so you can barely do 10 to 12 reps. Almost all of my exercises are in this rep range because it is the most stimulating for hypertrophy. This rep range allows you to achieve an appropriate amount of time under tension as well as volume over the week. Doing 5 to 8 reps is great, but it is more inclined to the strength rather than the hypertrophy side. Next up we have shrugs, and shrugs are an exercise where you can go hard on the weights, but just be careful not to injure your lower back. They help you build up your traps, which will give you that aesthetic look. I used to do shrugs with dumbbells, but the dumbbells got too heavy to handle, so I switched over to barbell shrugs, and they work amazing. Focus on really squeezing your traps on the high end and lowering them slowly. The only issue I have with this setup is that I tend to hit my balls with the barbell often, so be wary of that. The next step is consistency and time. Being consistent is key to making gains in the gym. You can train as hard as you want, but if you only train for 2 weeks, you won't get any noticeable gains. Building muscle is a very slow process, and it takes time and discipline. It is better to have 3 mediocre workouts a week for a year than to go beast mode in the gym 6 times a week for 3 months. The more time you show up, the more gains you will get. The strategy with this is to build good habits by cutting out social media, bad food, alcohol, and etc. If you want more tips on building good habits, I recommend you check out my course on Skillshare. By clicking the link below, you'll get 1 month free and access to the course on building good habits. Man, this was my last set of shrugs and it felt hella hard, like I don't know why. After shrugs, we go on biceps. This is a preacher curl machine and it is amazing for isolating the biceps. My main focus here is just to feel the muscle. When doing this, just focus on contracting fast and lowering it slow. Also keep the grip very close so I could hit that inner bicep head. I always keep the reps high and maybe I even up it to 15 reps. I think I did about 12 reps and then I superset it with 10 more. Supersets are pretty intermediate to advanced methods, so if you're just beginning, it's better to go through the motions and to perfect your bicep curl form before starting to do supersets. The next step to building an aesthetic physique is training to failure. Now, training to failure is pretty self-explanatory. You do a set for the most amount of reps you can. This is where proper intensity comes along, so you don't do 50 reps before you get to failure. Finding a weight that you can do for 10 to 12 reps to failure is ideal and will facilitate muscle growth. If you're an advanced or intermediate lifter, you can even train through failure by doing partial reps or having a work partner assist you with forced reps and etc. We then move on to lateral raises.
What's up guys, this is Derek from moreplatesmoredates.com.
I cannot stress this enough. This is the thing that you should do the most. Having big shoulders will give you that wide look, and you should never skip shoulders. Now, don't focus too much on the front delt because it acts a lot as a support muscle during other movements, but you should put almost all of your effort into the side lateral raise since they're one of the most aesthetic muscles you could train. I usually go with medium weight for 15 reps and then superset it with a lower weight for 15 reps. I cannot stress enough how important having good shoulders is. If you have good shoulders, you could literally impersonate Derek for More Plates, More Dates. I hit these 4 times a week, and on my pull days I do 6 sets. This is my other bicep movement, and it's a cable curl. I prefer cable curls over barbell curls because of the constant tension that the cables provide. I stick to a lower weight so I can feel the muscles and then superset it for 10 more reps. I usually hit failure after 10 reps, so the superset is basically training during failure. I hit my biceps very hard because they used to be a very lagging body part, and now they're slowly becoming one of the best. I do like 5 sets of these, and the pump I get is unreal. If you're struggling with growing a certain body part, just train it more and that might be the answer. Finally, we have face pulls. I do this as often as my lateral raises. I really like having developed rear delts and it also helps immensely with my posture. These are a must in everyone's routine because rear delts are an often overlooked body part. This is the last exercise and it's a great finisher. Alright, so we got the physique update. We're looking alright from the front. Still a bit too fat. The front lower bicep is looking alright. I'm not that happy with my looking from the front, but the side is looking way better. Like all of the shit is peaking, and the back is just great. I'm just very proud of my back, but it's just my strong point, and the back level bicep just coming in really nice. Yeah, just need to work on my front a bit more. Like I'm kind of lean. Again, the side is looking great. I'm looking alright. Just checking out my biceps and triceps. Just being lean. Biceps looking good. I just need to like cut down on some more fat basically. I'm looking just alright. Now, this side tricep is looking amazing. Like, I accommodate this because of dips. Because I'm doing a lot of dips lately. And like my lower chest is crazy developed right now. So yeah, that's my physique. So yeah, that's basically what an average pull day looks like. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave some suggestions in the comments of what you would like to see next. Maybe a push day, maybe a leg day. I'm all good for that. I hope I taught you some new info on building an aesthetic physique. And check out my Skillshare course and get your 5 free workouts in the description. And I'm out.